If you're one of those people, this would explain me, that doesn't think the Cowboys can win the Super Bowl. Remember, happiness is about expectations. Are you unrealistic in life? You're bound to be unhappy. Are you realistic in life? You're bound to be more grateful and happy. So my Super Bowl bubble, I do this about once a month, usually has about 8 teams. This year it's got 5. I think the top's very strong. I think the Niners, Bills, Bengals, Chiefs, Philly are most likely to win. I feel strongly about that. I do think the Chargers, Packers, momentum in Dallas have absolute either momentum, personnel, or an identity that could be very dangerous. If you believe that to be true, that those teams are favored, and then the 3 on the periphery, I don't think Minnesota in big spots, they have no history they're going to win. Their defense is absolutely atrocious. Hard to win a Super Bowl with a terrible defense, and Minnesota's is terrible. Jacksonville doesn't have the big game experience. I think they could maybe get in, win a playoff game. That's about it, especially when you've got Burrow and Allen and Mahomes and Herbert. So if you believe that is a reality, that's a 1 playoff win team in Dallas. You're going to go to Tampa and open and win. You'll be favored and you'll win over an anemic offense.
You better.
But you're most likely in your second game to go to like a Philadelphia or San Francisco and lose. Now you can get a break. If Green Bay beat San Francisco, I think that's unlikely. San Francisco's got far more offensive weapons and I think a better offensive coach. Now if Green Bay beat San Francisco, though, then Dallas could play the winner of the Minnesota-New York Giants game. Then you're a 2-win playoff team. You'd beat those teams, I think. They just don't, Minnesota's defense is atrocious. Giants' offense is pretty weak. But with the Cowboys, everybody's going to want Mike McCarthy fired, right? If they don't win this level or that level. If you believe if you go back to my Super Bowl bubble, those are mostly the best rosters in football. I mean, San Francisco and Buffalo's rosters, Philadelphia roster, stacked. Cincinnati offensively stacked with an underrated defense. And we got Reed and Mahomes. Those are the best rosters. The Chargers, defense, not great, not as great. Green Bay, weapons, not as great. And Dallas, let's be honest, Dak tends to be a complementary player, not a driving force to wins. So if you think that's true, you're going to win 1 playoff game. That's it. And that's okay. And then you won't want the coach fired or Dak shipped off. Dak's there to stay. McCarthy's probably going to win 1 playoff game. You could get a huge break if Green Bay beat San Francisco. Certainly possible. It's a big stage for Brock Purdy. It could absolutely happen. Then after you beat Tampa, or if you do, you could play Minnesota and the Giants. I think those are great matchups for Dallas. But expectations create happiness. If you have crazy ones or delusional ones, then you'll want everybody fired. And I think Mike McCarthy is going to win a playoff game this year, 1, which is 1 more than Matt LaFleur, who replaced him in Green Bay, won last year. Hi, everybody.
What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great Friday evening. This is the last weekend of the regular season, and this will be the last time that we see, that we see the Commanders. Their season is about to end. Win, lose, or draw, the Commanders are done, and we will be there. We will be there having a ball. Hopefully having a ball. We're going to be tailgating there at FedEx Field. There's a lot of you. I know that the Queen is going to be there, as well as a lot of the other people and stuff. We've got a lot of things I want to talk about here tonight. One thing I do want to show, I've got the most incredible wife in the world, and here's what we have right here. Check these out. I survived Joe Boo's Hot Wings tailgate shirts. Now, here's what my wife has done. She's actually made up about 15 of these shirts that she's going to take with us to the tailgate and things. If you want to get one of these, do this. Okay, there's a link in the community tab on there to Cowboy Joe Boo. If you get one of those, you don't have to pay the shipping. We'll have it there for you guys on Sunday. We can be wearing them. You can take a picture with Joe Boo and your shirt. So let me know, do that if you can by tomorrow morning, so that way she can get them made by Sunday. So I know we're going to see Stacy Schubert. There's Miss Hot Sauce. What's up, Miss Hot Sauce? Gina Thorne, be careful out there driving, girl. Roland's Review. What's up, Roland? How you doing? Thomas Garrett. What's up? Joanne Gonzalez. How are you doing, Joanne? And did I miss? There's Paula Bettis. What's up, Paula? Did I miss any of the other ladies in the place with the style and the grace? And I see we got East Side here, whose season is about to be over. I love how the worst team in the NFL is coming in and saying, you guys are going to be one and done. Really? Really? That's all you got? Up here in the corner, you'll see right there, our smoker has been smoking for about 2 hours now. I'm thinking I'm going to let the smoke cam go on all night, because we are smoking a tutty. Commander Tutty is getting smoked out there right now. And there's 100 pounds of pork in there that we're having for Sunday's game. Couple of things. Yesterday, I did something nasty. I felt dirty. I could not clean myself enough. I was just literally scrubbing with the scrub brush till my skin was red, because I was so dirty, because I actually went for a multitude of reasons and asked Cop Pizzle and the Giants Nation to beat the crap out of the Eagles. Mainly because I want to see the biggest collapse in football history of a team that was locked in at number 1 seed, losing 3 in a row, having to become the 5th seed and maybe be one and done. The other part of this was dealing with the troll from hell who has been doxing people left and right. It's not that I have any love for Cop Pizzle, but it was sending a message across the bow over that person, because, you've done every kind of video in the world about me. It doesn't matter. But when you start going through and trying to blackmail Cop Pizzle and putting his kids and their addresses and things and doing the same thing to Philly 500, that's where we had to kind of, I got to do what I have to do to try and help others, okay? Because that is the motto of this channel. There's a lot of people who don't understand some things. And there's other YouTubers out there that, have said a lot of things bad about me and stuff, and that's cool. The thing about YouTube is there's like 50 some million YouTube channels. There's a channel out there for you. You may not like my taste, Bonita Armstrong. How you doing, Bonita? But there are a lot of YouTubers out there. They're putting in the work. There is a style of YouTuber for you. Maybe you like people that are really, vocal and loud. Maybe you like people that are more soft-spoken. And the thing about us cowboy YouTubers, and there's many, there's more cowboy YouTubers than I even know. Last time I counted, there was like 90 some of us. And so it gets lost in the wash. And I do what I can to try and help others. I remember Space Cowboy when I think probably 2017, 2018, one of my early tailgates, Space Cowboy was there. That was actually the first one. I've worked with DMV and E2 Blue. I'm working with Game Time and Prime Time. And if anybody ever comes to me and say, hey, I'm starting my YouTube, I'm trying to get some traction, would love to come on your show, talk about stuff. You guys might remember Katie, who was across the pond. And I'm cool with that. All you got to do is say, hey, teach, what have you done to get your channel to grow? And by all means, I have not made it. I got a long ways to go, and I need to do something with this hair because I keep seeing this damn curl that's driving me crazy. So there's been some animosity because of this person basically accusing other people. Mark Holmes stole your stuff, and that's why he's doing great and you're not. Okay, whatever. So I'm going to address one of them, as soon as I get some time. It's been busy trying to get ready. I've been down the country, took care of the heating and air conditioning unit, been buying everything for the tailgate. 2 hours ago, getting the smoker out here going. I'll be up all night with that, so that way we have delicious pulled pork. And I've got to get the tables and got to get the beverages, got to get 120 pounds of chicken wings. So I got a lot to do. And so when I do this video to Simus, I want to make sure that it's clear. The thing that drives me crazy that I got from some of the, from a couple of YouTubers is people want to always label people a bandwagon fan. Now, the Dallas Cowboys could not be America's team, could not be the biggest franchise, wealthiest franchise, if only people from the city of Dallas were the supporters of the team. The reason why they are so big and have such a big following is because more people than just people from Dallas are fans of them. And some reason people like to label people as not real Cowboy fans. And this is ridiculous. Brian, right there, Game Time Brian, who lives about 30 minutes outside of Philadelphia. Being a Dallas Cowboy fan there is a hell of a lot harder than being a Dallas Cowboy fan in Dallas. You're risking your life in Philadelphia if you let people know you're a Cowboy fan. So people keep saying, well, you're a bandwagon fan. See, here's the thing. I am 57 years old. I am the same age as the Super Bowls. Okay? 57. That's how I know how old I am. I became, because people are, you used to be a Washington fan and then you became a bandwagon. Wake the fuck up. Wake up. There ain't no bandwagon. We ain't won shit in 25 years. If I was a bandwagon jumping fan, I would have jumped off of the Dallas Cowboys after the 90s and jumped onto the New England Patriots or the Seattle Seahawks or the Rams or the New Orleans Saints. There ain't no bandwagon. So what the hell is this bandwagon crap? If you are saying you are a Dallas Cowboy fan now, the last 25 years, having not won shit, you are a Dallas Cowboy fan. I don't care when you became one. If you're taking this shit from Eagle fans, from even Eastside Herald, who's a damn Texans fan, in here talking about Cowboys one and done, listening to all the crap you get on ESPN, what benefit is it to being a Cowboy fan taking shit unless you actually like the Dallas Cowboys? Now, the reason I am a Dallas Cowboy fan is because of my father. My father, okay? Living through segregation, and understand when I was born in the state I live in, Virginia, you could not have an interracial marriage. Schools were not integrated. I was born in the Freeman's Hospital in Washington, D.C., because that was the only black hospital that I could go to. My parents went past 3 hospitals getting my ass to the hospital there because I was black. My brother Tony, rest his soul, was born in the car because they couldn't get him to the hospital fast enough. This is true. But sitting there as a little kid, not knowing, other than, where's my next meal coming from, and I ain't got no job. I'm just sitting here on the couch. I idolized my father. Everything that my father did, I wanted to be like my dad. My dad it was a red convertible. And when that car moved, man, my dad would take me going down to the store to get some beer and cigarettes or whatever. I'm in that car. I'm just riding. I'm riding with my dad because I love my parents. I love my father. And the mistake I made was my dad worked at the post office and he had to go in an evening shift. And I was sitting on the porch. I want to go with Dad. I want to go with Dad. My dad was like, oh, you going to cry about it? You going to keep your ass home. You ain't riding no more. That ended that shit. But as a little teeny kid, not knowing what football was, sitting on the couch beside my dad, the man I idolized, who liked the Dallas Cowboys for two reasons. He loved Bob Bullet Hayes. And there was no way in hell he could support the Washington Redskins, which were the last team to integrate because they had the whole southern market. They didn't want the Cowboys to be existed because they loved being that all-white team. My father could not support them, even though it was the local team. It's the local team, but I can't support that. They won't support people that look like me, as he would say. So as a little kid, not understanding football, all I know is my dad is yelling for the Cowboys. I know the phone rings and it's my uncles and things like that. Where's your daddy at? Where your daddy at? Yeah, your father, man. Damn Cowboys got that ass kicked. I want my $5. I want my $5. Because my dad was one of 3 Dallas Cowboy fans that everybody would go to when it's Cowboys week to bet. And to this day, my brother Greg, who is a Commanders fan, him and my dad have a standing bet. Standing bet. To this day. Sadly, most of my uncles and my friends of my dad have passed away. All of those people that we used to be around. Cowboys Washington week are gone. My dad just talking to him like, what are Cowboys going to do this weekend? Are we going to take care of Washington? He's like, because I damn sure don't want to pay Greg no money. End the season. I said, we're going to take care of him, Dad. We're going to take care of him. So I remember, I don't remember the game. I just remember my father, how dejected he was when we lost to the Colts. Mind you, for those of you who don't know, because we have 3 Cowboys that are up to be in the Hall of Fame, Chuck Howley. Chuck Howley was a linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys. He played for 15 years. Who did something that nobody else ever done. Now, what is you typically MVP? Quarterback, right? Or maybe it's a wide receiver or a running back, right? Chuck Howley was a linebacker who was the MVP. If that wasn't enough, mind you, he was on the losing team. The Super Bowl MVP was Chuck Howley on the Dallas Cowboys, who lost the game. Yeah. I remember the Miami Dolphins game, the very first Super Bowl that we won. And I was already entrenched in being a Dallas Cowboy fan at that point. Well entrenched in being a Dallas Cowboy fan. By the time I got to high school in 1980, growing up in Northern Virginia, I remember my brother Rondo had a car accident and hit Dyron Talbert's wife's car. There were Washington players all over the place. In fact, Richie Pettibone, their defensive coordinator, his kids, we played football together. Joe Gibbs' kids played crosstown rivals. And that was when the Commanders, the Redskins, were the Hogs and winning Super Bowls, which was a hard time being a Dallas Cowboy fan. And I was a still diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. In that cabinet over here in the corner, I have some pieces that are truly personal to me. One is the 25-year anniversary Dallas Cowboys Pepsi that I remember my dad ordering, which I think came in 1984. Still, the top is rusted on it, but it still has the original Pepsi inside of it. I guess you could open up and drink and probably die from it. And the second thing is, because I asked my dad, I said, Dad, where did you get that button from? But there's a Super Bowl button, Dallas Cowboys over the Miami Dolphins. And it actually has 23-17, I think it is. But the score is actually 24. I also have on my desk over here, sometimes you'll hear the ticking, is an AM FM radio, clock radio, alarm clock. That was my dad's. That still ticks. Now, you can go around my man cave here and you can look at, where I've got, back when I used to work in a delicatessen, an autograph picture from Roger Staubach. I think I got that in 86. You can go through and you can see the Tom Landry autographed football and Tom Landry autographed banner and things like that. I don't understand how people question my fanhood and say, you're just a bandwagon fan. The Dallas Cowboys have been in my blood my whole life. I am going to be tailgating, and understand, for people out there, you don't have any clue. You guys will show up for a few hours, we'll have fun and everything else. I will be up all night tonight with that smoker right there. That 100 pounds of pork that I got to get taken care of. I've already had my man David Wiley over here today making potato salad and beans and things. I've been out shopping and buying, because it's going to rain, buying more canopies and things. I only need one canopy for me. But I do this because I enjoy being around my people and Cowboy fans. And understand what my channel has always been about is spreading the mojo and looking out for others. That's why this Cowboy fan had a friendship with Stuart Morrison and tried to fulfill his dying wish, which was pack my ass up along with my family and my friends and throw caution in the wind, go to Dallas for a week and try and rebuild his home. Because that's what a real, from the heart, Dallas Cowboy fan does. I don't see why where you're from makes you a bandwagon fan if it's been a Cowboy fan for 57 years. 57 years. My home is open to just about everybody except for that crazy ass. You know who I'm talking about. I've had more Cowboy fans from YouTube that have been around me, from tailgates to draft parties to being at my home or being at training camp or Hall of Fame, because that's what we do. We are Cowboy fans, die hard. Looking out for Cowboy fans. And for some of these YouTube channels that are coming after me, and it's like, Mark Holmes, he does 50,000 videos. Look, there's no stopping anybody else from doing however many videos you want. In fact, YouTube encourages it. I have become the update guy. Some news happens. Some people like to say, I'd rather listen to it from you than from ESPN. And that's cool. That's my niche. That's what I do. You got guys like Vash Labardi that are the college guy, the college player guy, That's his niche. And that's what we all have to do, is find our niches in here. But my channel, there's never been, or, very rarely has anybody come to me and said, hey, Mark, I'd like some help with my YouTube channel. Can you give me some advice? Can I come on there and talk? That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to look out for your fellow man. Now, I'm apologizing for going through this diatribe. Alan Williams, what's up, Alan? But I get tired of people always questioning and saying they're the biggest Cowboy fan, or you're not really a Cowboy fan, or you're a bandwagon fan. If I was going to be a bandwagon fan, I would have been a bandwagon fan with the Commanders in the 80s, and I would have had Washington paraphernalia all over this place. There are a couple little pieces here and there because there are people that have worked with my wife, and I can understand, like Calais Campbell, for example. Calais Campbell, you better not say anything bad about Calais Campbell. That's my dog. He is an incredible human being. Or Demario Davis. But you look around here, yo, this is Cowboysville. And, buddy, if you want to take the ride, I got a 2-for-1 for you. 2-for-1, because Lord Brunson is local here, too. So if you're making that trip to the East Coast, you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We could have, instead of a Washington-Dallas one, maybe we have a Eagles-Cowboys watch party. There you go. But I'll get back to that in a bit. How's everybody doing here? Game time, Brian, and everything else. Let's go Cowboys 24/7. Nah, you ain't no bandwagon fan. You good, Mark. Mark, we are meeting at the... Okay, so... A couple of things. Actually, I didn't realize. I got great news. There's a couple of people who I've got parking passes for. I just have to figure out how I email them to you. Okay, I'll get that figured out between tonight and tomorrow morning. It's been crazy. Okay, there's 3 people. I know Stacy Schubert. I got to get yours to you. Stacy. I know you're coming up. If you want to come swing by Saturday, hang out here before you go to the hotel, I can give you a parking pass and stuff here at the house. Just let me know. Or I can email it to you, but then you got to print it out. There's 2 other people I've got to send parking passes to. Now, we're in Red Zone Lot, okay? Red Zone Lot. And you got to make sure you come up on Sheriff Road to get in there. The good thing about the tickets for Red Zone Lot is those gates open up at 11. At 11, okay? So we'll be there about 9 o'clock waiting in line because I want to be in there and getting set up. Now, weather-wise, let me look at the latest because I've been literally looking at it every couple of hours here. It's been kind of changing. It's going to be about mid-40s during the day, and then a chance of rain. Right now they're saying 44 degrees, considerable cloudiness, occasional rain showers in the afternoon, chance of rain 60%. So, chance of rain. I've got 4 big canopies to go out there. We have a 65-inch TV that'll be under the canopy. I've got some patio heaters that can go under the canopy as well, so we can have some extra heat there, and that's the best I can do. I got 120 pounds of chicken wings. I got 100 pounds of pulled pork. We got burgers. We got glizzies, and so on. So we'll be in Red Zone Lot. Mary Lon, what's up, Mary Lon? Shout out to Mary Lon. Okay, let's see. Splash Brother, Cowboys bye week. Ronald Davis, Mark, how do I get a parking pass? Ooh, Ronald Davis. I may have an extra one. Email me, cowboysmark94 Gmail, and let me count up tomorrow morning how many. I think I may have 1 or 2 extra. I got a couple extra ones today just in case. Shout out to John McGrew, tailgate member for 22 months. Got shot glasses rack and would love to get a Joe Barty trophy. All right, John, email me, cowboysmark94 Gmail, so I can take care of it. There's Queen Bella. Queen Bella is going to be at the tailgate. And like I said, we're going to have some of the shirts right here. I survived Joe Boo's Hot Wings Tailgate 2023. I guess I should have put some raindrops on there, or would those be tutty drops? Because he's crying. Giants are going to play their backups. Yeah, I'm afraid that's going to be the case. But wouldn't it be even sweeter if their backups beat the Eagles? Wouldn't that be kind of crazy? Thoughts, anyone? Hello from North Carolina. What's up? Hey, Paula. Lisa. What's up, Lisa? How are you doing? Can you guys hold on for 1 minute? I need you guys to hold. I got to go do something real quick. Listen, it's important. It is important, okay? All right? Well, I'll tell you what. Here's what we'll do. While I'm going to go take care of this, watch this.
So, I don't know about the rest of y'all, okay? In this sea of blue here,
I need some burgundy meat. Okay? I want my pound of burgundy meat. Here is our sacrificial all day.
That's right. I'm up here. That's right.
Are you ready?
It's going down today, guys.
Are you ready?
It's going down today.
Oh, look. They travel in packs. Look, there's no strength in numbers over here, dog. There's no strength. Yeah. Oh, we everywhere. Okay, so are y'all ready? Hold it. Are you ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. How about them Cowboys?
I'm telling y'all remember this face. I'll lose today. I'm looking for all of y'all.
Okay, that's a bet. And if we win, we looking for you.
Washington 27-23. It might be worse because y'all brought that bench to my stadium. That's flagrantly disrespectful.
Woo.
Y'all have to be.
Oh, no. Oh, hell no. You know everything is broke down in that stadium.
You all right, man? You all right, man?
I need some more colors.
You all right?
Oh, Lord. Look at these fools. Oh, cool.
We had a problem over here. That's all. We got a problem. Stay hidden. Because I'm always cool with the boys in blue. Boys in blue.
Hey, Mark brings them out though. I got Mark.
Hey, not.
You know what they say? You know what that famous saying is? Y'all don't even have to name. Y'all don't even have a name. Ask them what happened the last 2 times they played.
Oh. Woo. All right. In the meantime, I got people to feed here. All right. That was perfectly timed. Okay. Ronald Davis, only thing I'm not providing is alcohol. Okay. We got plenty of food. Believe me, plenty of food. Bring your appetite. And if you want something to drink, I don't provide alcohol. So Mike and Gina, they're on their way back. All right. So I had to go over. You see the smoke now, right? You see the smoke. Had to take care of making sure we have plenty of smoke. Look at that. Hold it. Let's flip it up here. Look at that. Ooh. You see that smoke, right? Ooh wee. All right. So we working on it. Mark, we have to remake that video. Oh, we definitely going to have fun. Now, Queen Bella, you know what? Queen Bella, I need your help, girl. I need your help because here's what happens when I do these tailgates is one, I'm going crazy because I'm trying to make sure the food is there on point and to make sure everybody gets fed good. I don't spend enough time doing videos and taking pictures, and I need somebody to do just that. So if you can do that for me, make sure that you take some videos and things like that, it would be much, much appreciated. Let me send a message here. I got everybody and their sister wanting the information. All right, there we go. There we go. One thing about division games, we know how to beat each other. Eagles on upset alert. Alan Williams, your Michael Anthony Fitness loves them. Queen, I need your help too. Hit me up. Oh, kicking bird. I'll do that. I got that. Don't worry. Hey, Arthur Macon. Let's see. Designated photographer. Yeah. Hey, last year we actually had a photographer that was there. Took some incredible pictures for the tailgate. We all have our bus tickets. William Todd. Wait a minute. Where are you coming from, William? Are you coming from North Carolina? Dennis, I was sitting here thinking about just keeping a stream going, just having the smoke camp, because about an hour, every hour or two, I have to go out there and add some more wood to it. So I thought maybe I would just leave the camera going. Okay. In fact, let me do that as a poll right now. Okay. Okay. All right, so that's the question. Should I just leave the smoke cam going all night? Okay, let me know. So I'll go through and I'll start another stream and just say, yes, keep the smoke cam going. I'll hit it up randomly. Back to the bus load that the buses are packed. Where are y'all coming from and where are y'all staying? I got a 65 Ford Falcon that's lit. Back to that. Hold on. You're taking a bus ride from San Antonio? That's a long bus ride. That's a real long bus ride. Well, here's the thing that's, let's get into this. I'm kind of random tonight because I'm going kind of crazy because I know I got so much stuff that I got to do that's going on in my head and things. So planning out the show this evening is kind of a little bit randomized. So forgive me on that one. It is so cool that of the 7 teams that are going to be in the playoffs, that we have 3 from our division. To know that we got the Eagles, that we got the Giants, and ourselves in there. Normally what would happen is we got one of us, maybe 2. Last year we had us and the Eagles. But everybody else sitting on the couch watching. Now, unfortunately, the Commanders are the redheaded stepchild. Do you know if they took Yes, they took the breathing tube out today, and he's talking. He was actually flexing into the camera to his teammates. That's freaking incredible. I know my man Brian's here. Brian in Game Time. Game Time and Prime Time. That was almost surreal watching that Monday night. It was kind of like, those are one of those things that you don't know how to react. I was, if you go back through and watch it, I had pulled up the Commanders mascot, Tutty, the Commanders hog. I mean, you're the Commanders. Why didn't you just go ahead and make like a general, a commander, or a space guy or something? Why are you going back to the hogs? You ain't been the hogs in forever. And so I'm, showing that, and I'm looking at that, and then I look up and I didn't see the hit. I just see everybody around. I'm like, what the hell happened? And not realizing how bad it is. Being the players and seeing them, I'm sure, pulling out the paddles, pumping, doing the CPR, had to be about as emotional as you can imagine. And I could see, knowing somebody that you've sat next to in the locker room, every day and stuff, and seeing them on the field brings in your own mortality and basically snaps you into reality of, shit is for real. I'm kind of glad that they're not going to replay this game at all. I think that would be way, way too emotional. Way too emotional. But it puts a new light on everything that goes on with football. Fortunately, it's looking like he's going to recover. He's going to be okay and things like that. But this is only one incident that we actually know about because it happened in front of us. There are a lot of guys that get hurt, that get an injury settlement and things like that, and they get sent on their way, that can be permanently disabled, that NFL thinks have a nice life. And this is where you have to realize, with this being a multi-billion-dollar business, that they need to look out for the guys that are on the field. They are out there sacrificing everything, and the owners are just getting richer and richer. And we as the fans are paying more and more for what's going on in the field. That's my own personal take on it. But seeing that happen, not really knowing how to react, and, is this guy going to be okay? Is he going to, thumbs up? And going through that was almost surreal. And I'm glad that I wasn't there alone. Let me say, shout out to Brian and Phil for being there with it, because that would have been difficult to do without you guys. One other thing that is crazy as I think about this season. And I'm a little bit, I feel like this is New Year's Eve and we're reflecting and going back to what we've had and as the things change on to playoffs. There's been so many times where I have felt Stuart Morrison. Yesterday when I did the video, and you can go back and look at it, and it's right at the 209 mark. I didn't know this happened when it happened. And I got to go back through and try and edit it. I've been trying to all day, but I've just been too busy. Somebody had said in a comment, when you said Stuart Morrison, something came down. I said, what are you talking about? They said something, little something came down into the view of the camera. So I went back and I looked at it this morning. Mark, damn Gina, Mike going back to damn Gina home. What? They're on their way back here. They'll be here in about another hour. Why y'all so worried about damn Gina and Mike? Jeez. Trill Taylor, what's up? That money that it was donated, is it going to his charity? It is. It's going to his charity. Their charity has grown quite a bit. His mother has a daycare center, and what they were doing is they were trying to raise money for presents for underprivileged children and had a goal of $2,500. And I think last I checked, I think it was around $8 million. So, yeah, the charity just grew, just blew up. But anyway, back to this whole thing. And I looked at this morning, and I said, Stuart Morrison, and then you see this thing come through. And it was kind of like the hopper over here. Some of you will remember it was sitting here like this, and I said Stuart Morrison, and it started rolling. I'm not trying to sound crazy. I'm not trying to sound like one of the Discovery Channel's, shows or something. But I swear, Stuart's around here. Am I crazy? It has exceeded $8 million. I said on Monday or Tuesday, I said, watch. I said, it'll be over $10 million. How are you? Aisha Robinson. What's up, Aisha? I'm like you, Brian. It didn't move by itself. Well, it looked almost like a line. It didn't look like an orb. It looked like a line. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to blow it up and I'm going to try and see if I can figure out what it is. What's up, Alan? Let me get a drink. Gina must just gotten home. Lola, how are you? Alan, have you talked to Derek Young? Derek Young, Philly D had told me that Derek Young has been well under the weather and dealing with some stuff and hopes to be back soon. Gene, Mark, look behind me. Did I miss it? Mark will have a caveman sighting tonight. Captain Caveman. Okay, yeah. Mark is the best. Okay. So that's what I got tonight, man. I'm excited about this weekend. I hope that the weather forecasters are wrong on what the weather's going to be like. I wish it had been like it was yesterday where it was like 65 degrees. Marilyn, okay, Alan, I hope everything is good. I remember Stuart Morrison opening and closing the door. Yeah, at his house. Going live. I'm going to try to go live. Here's the problem with going live at the tailgate is getting a signal. So we're going to try. I have my Wi-Fi thing and see if we can get something. Amanda Brown. What's up, Amanda? Mark your vanilla, French vanilla. You got your red zone. Cool. Well, Queen, that red zone lot opens at 11. Now, it's going to take us a little time to get set up, but by 12 o'clock, I plan on having wings ready to rock and roll. Just said that Derek Young is under the weather, but I hope he's okay. Well, I can tell you exactly. Hold up. From Derek Young, he said, what's up, buddy? Tell them that I haven't been in there because I've been dealing with severe migraines to the point of having blurred vision, so I won't be able to see the chats. I miss them and you, bro. I'll be back as soon as I get right medication and go NFC East. So that's exactly words from Derek Young. Aisha, here's what we're doing. I got 3 5-foot subs. We're going to try and keep this easy because doing a big sub, I'm right now, if you look up in the window there, or the window there, it's always backwards. Damn it. It looks like the box should be over here. Oh, no, over here. That smoker in there's got 100 pounds of pork that's smoking right now. Be smoking all night into tomorrow morning. By 12 o'clock, it should be done. So we're going to pull the pork, season it, and everything else. We're going to warm that stuff up. We're going to put it on the big subs, put the coleslaw on there, put the extra barbecue sauce on there, slice that up, and hand it to people to eat. So, yeah, that and chicken wings. I got some hooch for you. Apple pie. Woo, kicking birds. I like that apple pie hooch, man. For Derek, I hope this year brings you lots of blessings. Yeah, we don't know what's going on behind closed doors, or behind keyboards and things. There are a lot of people that are dealing with a lot of things that we have no idea about. And that's where we all have to look out for each other. I wish Game Time was going to the game, but he's not. I don't know why, because, the FedEx Field is closer than my house. The extra game won't happen. What they've done is basically they've said, we're just going to go ahead and say that game is a wash. And if it ends up being that a team that had the possibility of getting the home field advantage is playing a team that does have the home field advantage, to make a long story short, they'll be playing in a neutral site. So that's what they've come up with thus far, is they'll be playing in a neutral site. So that's all I can tell you. Lord Nova, what's up? I sent you my email address. Okay. I'll meet you in the parking lot. Okay. If you have extra pass, I'll pay for it. Look for meeting you. Ronald, like I said, I think I do. I got 12, but I got to see who's going to drive over from here. I'm almost positive I have one extra. And I supposedly can email them to you. The easiest thing is to print them out and have them in hand. But the problem with that is you have to get in line, or we have to meet up somewhere. Or if you're Ronald, when are you coming? I tell you what, I'll email you back after we get done here. I'm ready to face Tampa. To take most of the starters out for the game, Mark, will you still watch the game inside, or be? It's the last regular season game of the year. I want to be there when it say sha-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na, hey, goodbye. Or better yet, I tell you what I really want to do, and y'all get mad at me when I do this. Y'all get mad.
My home team, my loyalty, I'm at Uptown Royalty. We fight for all DC, who are we? I speak facts, I'm not making riddles. The Hawks open big old holes for John Riggle. Chantella's on the team, and you knew that he was smashing. Daryl Green is on the team, and you know nobody's faster. Thought you was gonna score, but I knew that he would catch her. And Doug Williams was the first black quarterbacker.
They can put the hand down.
Let me tell you something about
They can
some
put the
good
hand down. Ooh, but my boy Rio will be there. Mark, I'm in the process of getting my LLC and starting my own business. Lord Nova, what's your business going to be in there? Mark, are they performing? They had been performing a couple of games, but I think they went south after they started. Get your tetanus shot before you head to the dump. You're right about that. Yeah, it's actually kind of sad that the Commanders' season will end on Sunday. Left hand up. They should just stay down. Everybody about Washington Commanders is embarrassing. Left hand up. Cowboys will win by 14 points this Sunday. Go Cowboys. I hope they do. And looking at the poll, y'all say you want to actually watch the smoker. So from time to time, I'll be out there going, meat. Yeah, I'll be doing that all night long. So 132 votes, and we got 82% says yes. Oh, now, see, Brown now. Oh, see, you can't say that. The Commanders got 3, and the Eagles only have 1. You know they're the greatest team of all time. Dave, see you on Sunday there, buddy. Okay. Did you know that song sounded like I'm a Cowboys fan? If the Commanders were to go to the Super Bowl, would you cheer for them? No. Simba, here, you must not have been here when I was going through my diatribe. Okay? In 1983, I was a junior in high school. And the Commanders, then the Washington Redskins, won the Super Bowl. They gave everybody in school the day off so they could go to the Commanders or the Redskins parade. I kept my ass at home. Couldn't stand the Redskins. Okay? No. Didn't like them. Couldn't support them. Anthony, shout out to you, buddy. I'm glad you enjoyed the shot glass. Lola Cowboys, tell your mom happy birthday. Lola, happy birthday to your mama. Site not allowing me to select a size. Want one of the shirts, we'll be picking it up at the game. John, what size are you? Let me call my department there. Okay. John, what size do you need? Hey, somebody said the site won't allow them to pick the size on the shirt. Okay. Okay. All right, and just say what size. Okay, that'll work. Hey, love you. Num, 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 num. Okay. C. Nix. You see that right there? Right there? That's 100 pounds of pulled pork that's in the smoker right now. Now, it won't be 100 pounds when it's done. Now, John, here's what my wife said. If it won't allow you to pick a size, you can put a note in there and say what size you want. Okay, this was one of those last minute things that she said. We decided to do so. We didn't get all the bugs out. Okay, so just go ahead and put a notation in there. We have, I think, she's made up like 5 2Xs, 5 XLs, and some large and some smalls and stuff. Daddy Mark, what's up? Gina, I will love. Marylon, happy birthday is the 22nd. Oh, yeah, we'll eat it up. Oh, we'll definitely be eating it up. Happy birthday, Lola's mama. Okay. Nothing wrong with that, Marylon. Thanks, Jessica. Pork is smoking. Yeah, this is where I got to make sure it stays smoking on. We're already up to 90 degrees. The first getting to about 150 is like quick. But from 150 to about 195 seems like it takes forever. Lola Cowboys, hey, I'm burning for you. I gotta be burning for her tonight. Mark, if the Cowboys go all the way to Super Bowl in the biggest game of the year, you know what? Here's the deal I got. My wife is like, if the Cowboys ever go to the Super Bowl, we'll do whatever we have to do to get you there. She's like, you have to. What's my favorite Cowboys uniform they wear? I got to tell you, I like the white helmets with the white cages on them, with the white uniforms. Those were actually pretty cool. Those were actually really, really cool. I would love to see them in a black uniform, like black pants. Ooh, but that'll never happen. What's up, Stella? Stella, what's up? John says he needs a 3XL. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can tell. See, hopefully we have a 3XL.
Hello?
You have any 3XLs? You have any 3XLs?
Do I have any 3XL?
Yeah.
I made
You,
yeah.
Oh, you did? Oh, John, guess what? Today is your lucky day, buddy. She's already got your shirt made. Shout out to you, John. She's got some 3XLs. Bam. Is your mind blown, buddy? Is it blown? Okay. All right. Thank you, honey.
All right.
Love you. John, she's got some 3XLs, man. She got you taken care of. Silver pants with white jerseys. That's cool, too. If the Cowboys make the Super Bowl, it would be my honor to buy your ticket and sit with you for the game. Oh, shit, Corey. Damn. It's like that? Wow. That would be cool. Alan Williams says hi. I already hung up with Tracy. Sorry. The 1960s throwbacks for me, laugh out loud. Cowboys versus Bills in Super Bowl. You know, this is where if the NFL is scripted, and sometimes things happen and it's just a coincidence maybe, but then you kind of go, think about after 9/11 that the Patriots won. The Patriots. You think about Katrina, the New Orleans won. You think about the Eagles winning in 2017, it's like, oh, we got to get those whiny bitches one after all these years. But you have to think Buffalo versus the Cowboys with Hamlin as the motivating factor. That would be interesting. I like the white uniforms with the white helmets most. Next is the ones they wore on Thanksgiving. Okay. What is the cooking time? It depends on the size of the meat, how many pieces that are in there and stuff. I have gotten them done as quick as like 13 hours, but sometimes as long as 20 hours. It's really about getting that temperature to about 195 and then letting them rest for about a half an hour covered up. That's the key on it. It's not really how long. It's just getting that internal temperature to hit that 195. So however long it takes. It's a little cool outside, so I'm going to have to probably put more wood in there to keep it smoking well and keep it going. Why would you put a cowboy in a black uniform? That's like going to a funeral. Black pants and black and silver would look, I'm just saying, I'd love to see a black uniform. What's wrong with that? They got all kinds of crazy colors and stuff on there. Black pants? Come on, man. Black and blue? You wouldn't want to see that? And the white? Okay. Isn't this the 30th anniversary of the Bills Cowboys first? Yes, that would be amazing if there was a rematch. Wouldn't it? And since we've got, assholes like Colin Cowherd to say the Cowboys have no chance, I like that even more. Stormtrooper Dallas Cowboys uniforms. Cowboys are going to be okay as far as the playoffs go. Well, the key here is that we end up getting through this game healthy. That is the bottom line here, is getting through this game healthy. And so what we going to do here is, because I got a lot of work to do. I got to go get the deep fryer cleaned, and I got to put some more wood in the smoker. Some of you guys say you want me to keep the smoking camera going, and I'll do that. I want to go back through because, see, I am old school, regardless of what people talk about, that, he's only a bandwagon. He was really a Washington fan. I want to go back through and play a little bit. What the? Wrong cam. That cam. Play a little bit of the history.
D.C. and Dallas have waged pro football's epic battle of the Old West. Cowboys versus Redskins, a modern-day range war, and the NFL's fiercest feud.
That was as intense
Be right back.
as any rivalry, and the memories of that series probably stay with me more than any other series that I've been associated with since I became a broadcaster and stopped being a player.
The give is to Larry Brown. Brown gets one block behind Carraway and breaks the tackle at the 15-yard line. Brown will go into the end zone for a touchdown.
In terms of the evolution of the sport, I have to think that the personalities of Tom Landry and George Allen and the success of those two teams had a lot to do with making the sport as popular as it was in the 70s and on into the 80s.
Roger going deep for Drew down the sideline. Caught to the 5. Touchdown, Dallas Cowboys.
I think this was the best rivalry in football. I believe it was good for the NFL to have the tremendous rivalry between Dallas and the Washington Redskins, and that's still going on.
Back goes Aikman again. Good protection this time. Up over the top, Alvin Walton picks it up on the 29. He's back to the far side, 15, 10, 5. It's a touchdown. Washington Redskins defense.
It's been a series with as many plot twists and memorable characters as a Louis L'Amour Western. The rivalry began in 1960 with the formation of the new Dallas franchise. The Cowboys weren't expected to be competitive on the field, but their existence did endanger the lucrative Southern radio network of the Redskins and their owner, George Preston Marshall. To keep Dallas from disrupting his broadcasting empire, Marshall refused to vote them into the league. Such stubbornness almost cost Marshall his beloved team fight song.
To the Redskins, hail, victory, race on the warpath, fight for old D.C.
But the rivalry honestly really started when George Marshall, I think, the former owner of the Washington Redskins, did not want to award the Dallas Cowboys the franchise here in Dallas. And Clint Murchison, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, received a letter that the Washington Redskins fight song was not patent. So Clint Murchison patented the song and told Marshall that if in fact you don't vote for me to get this franchise in Dallas, then you won't have the Redskins fight song. So that's how the rivalry started.
The expansion ragtags from Dallas enraged Marshall even more when they began making a regular habit of beating his Redskins.
Dallas jumps back into the driver's seat. Don Meredith has rushed hard but manages to connect with Billy Houghton. Houghton sets sail for the end zone and he makes it in on a 44-yard dazzler.
The Redskins quickly realized that it was wise to have their war paint on whenever they squared off against the armed and dangerous Cowboys.
I remember a couple games against Dallas where they got tough people down there, and they would join at me, and we jogged back and forth. And the linebacker, by the name of Chuck Howley, they would buzz him out to actually cut my route off before I got into the pattern. And Chuck was being kind of physical. He was punching me a couple of times, and I said, "Hey, Chuck, it's only a game, man, and he'd come out and punch me again."
It was a bitter rivalry. It was tough. It was aggressive, and there was not a lot of friendship between the players during those years, we had some fantastic games. They were not always championship games, but for us, they were with Washington.
As the 1960s ended, the Cowboys were kings of the Eastern Division, while the Redskins lagged far behind. But a new football administration in the nation's capital would soon bring winning back to Washington. When George Allen became the head coach of the Redskins in 1971, he brought with him infectious enthusiasm and a collection of old pros who knew how to win in the NFL.
The Redskins were hungry for a victory.
Y'all still here?
Any kind of a successful season. They hadn't had a championship in 30 years.
What I tried to dwell on is that you're in the nation's capital. You're representing the nation. And I felt that way myself. We had a special mission.
He'd say,
oh, we're going to throw down on the Hog.
Because he thought that
Did it look good? Did it look good?
That the Redskins would never be anything, and that it was a setup by the league to make sure that the Cowboys always got to the playoffs.
Roger Staubach and company. Roger Staubach, Tom Landry, Tex Ram. There we go.
Yes, we hear it.
The fact that Dallas was so good, they had won the division 5 straight years, and I remember making a statement that if we can't beat Dallas, there's no sense in issuing the equipment.
But I remember George always saying that, you know, if it was up to him to have the outcome of the game, he would like to fight Tom Landry on a 50-yard line of the game if that what it meant to win. I don't think he'd have won.
Go hard, go hard, go hard. Okay, that's the way to find daylight. That's the way to find daylight. Okay, that's
Tom Landry, their practice field, there's some apartment buildings nearby. They had the police clear the apartments. They were sure George had spies everywhere.
That's the way to go.
He made up all these goofy stories, got us to hate the Cowboys. The Cowboys, we were just the Redskins, you know what I mean? We meant nothing to them. But George got us so whipped up and fired up that, you know, that we'd go out there and we'd be crazed by the time we stepped on the field. And then in response to our craziness, and they got crazy, so the rivalry developed. But it really came because George had a team which didn't have that much skill.
He built his Redskins up to where they were about to pop. I mean, they were so emotionally high, buddy, that if you walked in that stadium, you better have your guns on because they were coming after you. It was, I'm telling you, I might say I hated him, but he had his boys ready to play.
The Redskins were out for blood when they met the Cowboys for the 1972 Conference Championship.
Gilbert drops straight back. Being rushed, throws his pass to the end zone to Taylor. Touchdown, Washington.
You know, Ivan, you need to learn about football back then. That was real football. That was war. Look at those hits.
After this punishing war of attrition,
Mary, how you doing, Mary?
Trying to create a hatred between both teams and just hoping that our team hated them more on Sunday than they hated us. And those games that we hated them more, we always won.
The following season, a national audience witnessed the feud in all its fury.
We went to Washington to play on a Monday night. I never was ever in a game like I was in that night. It's a wonderful football game. True hard-hitting, players swearing at other players, players swearing at the other coaches. It was a hatred type of deal. We hated each other, and they beat us.
That's what it used to be, man. That's when football was football.
Last play of the game, Walt Garrison caught the ball on the 1-inch line, getting ready to score, and Kenny Houston stopped it. And I was a rookie, and I had thought I'd never, ever played in a game like that before in my life.
It was not a war story, but rather a fairy tale. When a Dallas bench warmer replaced an injured Roger
This was one of my favorite games of all time. Oh my God, Thanksgiving.
Of all obscure players, you know, that come off of the bench in a tight situation and go to and have the great glory he had that afternoon. That was a tremendous performance. You just couldn't believe it. You know, when you lose your quarterback and you're up against Washington, who's a good football team, and you're behind to start with, you don't expect things to happen like that.
Chuck Longley, David Wiley, shout out to the chef.
Roger out, and all we've got left is that rookie, you know, nameless rookie, and then he just kind of would turn his head and look at me like this, you know, like, well. But I was confident, you know. I felt like at the time I was a gunfighter with a football. If there was somebody open, I could hit him.
Longley brought his team from far behind.
Shout out to you, Ronald Davis. I appreciate it.
And a win over Washington for the most thrilling game ever played in the Cowboys' traditional Thanksgiving
Look at that.
series.
Look at Drew Pearson. Boom.
But no Dallas rally will ever surpass Roger Staubach's heroic performance in the final week of the 1979 season. Both teams needed a victory to make the playoffs, and such high stakes made for high drama.
From the beginning to the end, it was comebacks by both teams, and we came back 21-17 and looked like we had total control of the game, and then all of a sudden we didn't have any control.
Joe Theismann.
Theismann delayed play to Riggins, coming to the right side, and Riggins has a big hole, first down the sideline, 40, 30, he's gone to the 20, the 10, he's still on his feet, touchdown, and that may be more than the Cowboys can overcome.
I was recording the game with KRLD as a guest broadcaster that day. In my heart, I believed that the Cowboys were going to win the game. And
Charlie Waters was bad safety.
The announcer with me, Brad Shim, kept saying, "Hey, Charlie, there's no way. The game's over." So, Brad, hey, you got to believe that this team can win, that if we could just get the ball back to Roger somehow.
Clock is
Jesus.
running, 2:38 left in the game. Shotgun formation, Staubach.
Shout out to you, Jesus.
Go. Touchdown. Touchdown, run straight. How can you live like this, doing this every week?
This is what it's all about.
This is a killer. 42 seconds left in the game. Redskins lead by 6. Second down and 8 from the 8-yard line. No shotgun this time. Staubach throwing in the end zone. Tony Hill, touchdown!
One of the greatest comebacks in the history of football.
The Cowboys have won the East. The Cowboys have come from behind twice. Unbelievably.
It took 3 years, but to Washington, it was worth the wait for a full measure of Redskin revenge. For the second time in their history, the two teams met in the conference final, and once again, the Redskins crushed the Cowboys on the scoreboard and in the trenches.
I make plays against Dallas. I mean, I play with a lot of emotions against Dallas, and so it's like
Hated
getting to
Dexter
LA
Manley.
at 3 or 4 in the morning and a rainy night, and you got a couple of Doberman pinchers. You don't know which one gonna bite you, or you don't know if you're gonna bite them back. You know, it's a real nasty game.
First, Manley leveled their quarterback, then a play that clinched a championship.